Hello and welcome to this week's My Valley, My Home. Today we are looking at the Hazelwood coal mine and just a few facts about that while we have a look at some of the footage. So the first firing of the Unit 1 boiler was on February 22nd, 1964. It cost $230 million to build and they spent another $50 million on equipment. It could produce up to 1,600 megawatts of electricity. When it was in its prime, it produced up to 55% of Victoria's power. Towards the end of its time, it was still producing 25% of Victoria's electricity, and it was producing 5.4% of Australia's electricity. Not surprising, when it was first built, it was heralded the biggest in Australia. The building of Hazelwood created 1,235 jobs for our region. They expected to get 25 to 30 years of life out of the power station, but it ended up lasting an extra 17 years on the original estimate. In 2006, because of the growing concerns of pollution and greenhouse gases, the owner said it was making climate a priority and committed to closing 2 of its most outdated coal plants. Before it closed, Hazelwood had the highest emission intensity of any coal power station in Australia. It emitted around 16 million tonnes of CO2 every year, which is 14% of the state's annual emissions and 3% of the country's annual emissions. The mine fire in 2014, which burnt for 45 days, was one of the state's worst pollution events in history. Because of these things, it was decided to close Hazelwood Power Station in March 2017. Fast forward to this year, 2020, on March the 25th at 12:27 p.m, the 8 chimneys were demolished, and that took less than 1 minute to fall down. I'm sure most of you have seen that footage, but we have some here that Megan managed to capture. And that is the Hazelwood My Valley, My Home. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk to you soon.